Hello and welcome everyone to the Of Dice and Destiny Fireside Chat, where we will be taking any audience questions if you have some, and we will be asking questions of our players, and I'm sure the players will be asking questions of me. So, on tonight's session, we may have one more person turning up about halfway through. Can't make any promises, but we have Wesley, if you would like to introduce yourself again.
Well, as you said, my name is Wesley and I'm playing Steve.
And we also have the wonderful Lou.
Yep, I am Lou and I am playing Aura or Aurora.
Awesome. So, with the opening, introductions, scheduling, that sort of thing out the way, what I would like to first start off with is, what did you both think of session one? If you had to sum it up in a one-word answer.
Ooh.
Hmm.
For me, I found it very fun. For Aura,
Stressful.
frustrating.
Fair. We might explore that a little bit later. And Wesley, how did Steve and yourself find it?
Well, Steve was confused a lot. Like he had no idea what was going on. But for me, as Wesley, I did enjoy it quite a bit.
Awesome. And from that session, what tiny moments, whether it's a line, a look, a joke, what made both of you feel what was your favourite moment from session one?
I'm gonna have to say the argument about the mushrooms.
That was really good. The mushroom work. I think it was the theories. Everyone coming up with their theories of like, yes, time travel. No, this is a LARP. Actually, no, we're all dead and we're having a mass hallucination.
There are a few wild theories out there, I will agree, but we'll see which of those is true soon, I hope. Or maybe none of them. Who knows? I'm the DM. I know.
You should know by now.
Oh, I do. Thankfully. So, just out of curiosity, when you started the campaign, you were given a choice of camping kits. What camping kits did each of you choose, and do you have any regrets with your choice?
I chose the survivalist, and I have absolutely no regrets. It has came handy in for makeshift weapons. I feel like everything in that kit will get used at one point or another. It's all very, very handy and convenient items. And yeah, I'm very, very happy with them.
Well, Steve has one called the Campfire Cook, I believe.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's something we made up last minute, and well, I don't regret it one bit.
Do you want to explain some of the items in your campfire cook kit?
I'm going to have to scroll back then because I don't really remember, or I didn't or I didn't put it in my character sheet.
Oh dear. Whilst you're scrolling back, one last question for this little part of the section, which is your warm-ups. Of all the roles in the game that you remember, which do you feel told the best story? Lou?
Sorry, you cut out for me there for a second. Can you repeat that?
Oh, I do apologise. Of all the roles in the game that were made, which role do you feel told the best story?
Gonna have to be honest, I think it was the first nat 20 of the game. I think that Obsidian D20 kind of set the tone for the rest of session 1.
Ooh, interesting. That just leaves Wesley's question about his kit.
I found it. I got a compact mess kit, which includes a lightweight metal pot, a frying pan, a lid, and a utensil set.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a roll-up a spice pouch with 6 essentials: salt, pepper, garlic powder, chili flakes, dried herbs, cinnamon, and a foldable chopping board, of course.
Yep.
And then I got a durable chef's knife, which might come in handy later, who knows.
Yep.
I got a lightweight steel pan grater, a small bottle of olive oil, a pack of vacuum sealed ready to cook ingredients like lentils, rice, dried mushrooms, beans, flour. I got a collapsible silicone sink basin for dishwashing or ingredient prep, a manual coffee grinder, which is arguably the best coffee to get, and
Uh-huh.
a small tin of ground beans. Then I
Nice.
got a silicone spatula, a wooden spoon, a collapsible rolling pin, fireproof gloves for when things get a bit hot.
Yep. Fair enough. It does sound definitely much like a camping kit for the chef of the camp. Um, do
Yep.
you do you foresee yourself becoming the cook? And realistically, how good a cook is your character?
Well, at this point, Steve loves to cook as a hobby, but well, since we are forced into this world, we have no idea what it is. I could see Steve becoming the party chef.
Well, we'll see as the game develops how your cooking
Yeah.
skills are. They may be challenged with the roll of a dice.
And
Speaking
as they
of,
say, the dice tell the story.
uh, well, that they definitely do. And speaking of dice, the Obsidian D20 at the table. How did that make you feel, both of you?
Ooh.
Well, it's the first Nat 20 of the campaign, so obviously that's something special.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like it was a big start. It kind of in my head it tied that this is still D&D to the fact that it's Dice and Destiny. Like it's all one big thing in different universes.
Fair enough. So, with that, what was your first sort of, the only way I can describe it really would be, what is your first is this real moment when throughout session one?
Ooh, definitely the talking fox.
How did that make you feel?
Um, I thought it was super, super funky. I thought it was kind of cool. And I know how I would have reacted and how Aura reacted is a little different because I would have sat down and talked to the talking fox, whereas Aura is like, "What the hell is a fox doing talking when I am literally about to hunt it?"
That's right, because you are by definition a farmer,
Yep.
raising cattle and protecting your chickens and hens from foxes on the farm, aren't you? For your character's backstory.
Indeed.
Oof. Not being able to hunt it. That must have tormented Aura just a little bit.
Probably more than a little bit. She was a bit frustrated.
Fair enough. Wesley, what was Steve's first is this real moment? Or yours,
So
for that matter.
also, I'm gonna also have to go with the visions we had or whatever we experienced, and well, the flame blade wielding samurai.
Hmm.
What's up with that?
Well, it's definitely tied to your martial arts background, which is something that we can actually ask a few questions about. Um, so, in your character's backstory, you mentioned that your character trains and teaches martial arts. Um, how
That's
is
correct.
how is that going to flow with your character in D&D, in Dice and Destiny, in the new world that you find yourself in, and what do you think that samurai with the flaming sword might represent?
Well, martial arts both in real life and well for Steve, it gives you confidence and the um bravery to act in a moment of need
Hmm.
and act quickly and with a clear mind.
Fair enough.
As for what the samurai is representing in my backstory, I'm gonna have to guess it's gonna be with my subclass actually.
Something that
Well,
we will all discover in the future, no doubt.
mm-hmm.
Let's
Oh,
try
for
not to
sure.
let's try not to spoil anything.
Well, I'm going to keep it a surprise though. Some of us might know already, but they better not
Uh-huh.
tell.
Nope, my lips are sealed.
You better.
So, Lou, in terms of your character's experience when traveling or transitioning to the strange new world with the fox talking and almost being a little bit sassy with you, if what do you feel that might represent in the future with your character?
I think it means that her magics might have a little sass and personality of its own rather than being just like your average the spell bends to your will. I feel like her magic might again speak for itself, have a personality of its own, kind of do what it feels as well as listening to her.
Mm, interesting. Well, the next question. With the first half of the game, your Dyson Destiny game was actually hosted by none other than Chris, who sat with you at the campfire at the camp in the Lake District. First of all, as yourselves, what did you think of him, of Tom DMing, and then and DM style? And second of all, how did how did your characters view their DMing style within the game? And what moments from that finale really got your characters sort of on fire with the game that you were playing?
I personally like Tom's DM style. I think it's fun. I think he should DM more. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Hint, hint. Don't forget.
We might be able to make
Aura,
that happen.
Aura was definitely very cautious at the beginning, even though she was this barbarian who does what she wants when she wants. She was definitely cautious because it had been so long. Um,
10 years.
but then she really got into it. Like it didn't take long before she was already doing things, fighting, threatening, hitting things. I don't think I got to rage, but I was close to getting to rage, and you know what? That's okay.
Not sure I want to see you rage.
What?
Well, I'd rather keep the table intact. Wesley, same question to you. How did it make you feel? How did it make your character feel with Tom and their Chris's DM style?
As myself, well, Tom did a really good job, and I agree with Lou here that he has to DM more.
Okay, we're definitely going to have to make that happen. Maybe it'll start with a
Oh yeah.
couple of fun one
Oh,
shots as extras,
oh,
and
definitely.
who knows? Maybe we'll get them into the strange new world that you yet have to discover the name of
Mhm.
as your
Well,
characters.
yeah, as for Steve himself, the moment he was able to, cast spells, something he's been doing a lot in that campaign,
Hmm.
and that whole person just hits right.
Fair. Sounds like you had your
This,
character sewn up a little bit. It-
yeah, I actually use a old wizard that was, I think, a divination wizard. I use it as my
Ah,
template.
that's why it was so convincing. Very, very clever.
Hmm.
And
And no foreshadowing,
no
but I
foreshadowing.
might be
Okay.
about what I'm going to be preparing for spells.
Sounds interesting. Um, can't wait to find out how that goes.
Hmm.
So, how about the immersion with things like the trees, the tree randomly collapsing or the rumbling under your feet? Just the perfect moments within your D&D Inception game.
It made that transition from a normal Dice and Destiny game to something more magical.
I mean, for me personally, if I'd been a player in that game and that was happening, I would have probably have been very freaked out.
I
Lou.
Well,
mean,
for
yeah, that's
me,
fair.
it helped me kind of put myself in the headspace of my character because obviously I'm so used to playing D&D for myself.
Mm.
So having my player, like my character Aura play D&D, I got to play as a character as her. So it kind of took me out of the equation because my brain doesn't really think of, oh, I'm a character playing a character playing a character.
Yeah.
It's just I'm playing a character. So I kind of became Aura in that moment. And because of that, it never really stopped. And I could truly kind of think how she'd think, do what she'd do, really understand. She has a lot of my sass, a lot of my characteristics because of this, I think. It was really a good immersion tactic, I suppose. I'd like to
Mm.
call it.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Part of that campaign that you were playing, the finale of, that you still have to finish, apparently, because it was interrupted quite rudely. Um, Part of that was in the Crown Room. Now, I may be misquoting it, and I'm really wishing that Tom Golden was here to correct me. But there were several crowns that were in that room that
There,
I think one was copper, one was of flowers, one was like kindling or sticks or something, antlers, and the azure crown itself. Um, Wesley, you
Yeah.
picked I believe it was the one, the kindling crown.
Yeah, I think so as well.
What made you choose that crown? And if you could think about the other options, would you change your mind now?
Well, if we're gonna be honest here, I'd say it was more of a rash decision and just grab for one randomly.
Okay, we'll bear that one in mind. Lou,
Mainly because someone.
sorry, go.
yes.
Sorry, go on, Wesley.
Uh,
What? Mainly because.
mainly because you someone was hinting at move on.
Mm, no comment.
Oh.
Well, that says it all.
Lou, what about yourself? If you had a choice of any of the crowns that were available, what would you have picked?
Uh, Me personally, I would have gone for something floral, soft,
Hmm,
crystally magical looking. Aura would have gone for your very classic king looking crown.
yeah,
It's like it's a king's crown. That makes sense. Crowns are crowns. Let me put it on.
Put that
fair
on a
enough.
t-shirt. Crowns are crowns.
Just put
Crowns
it
are
on.
crowns. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Does its job.
Oh dear. Well, let's hope that we can put that on a t-shirt. Because
Well, crowns are crowns.
crowns are
Quote of
crowns.
the year, I tell you.
Just put it on.
Just put it
Goddamn.
on.
Um, I did
That.
end up talking with Tom Golden about Aura
Yes.
after session, where he mentioned he had not realized that Aura was quite as religious as she is. Um, which I thought was interesting, and I was wondering what others' opinions were on that.
Wesley.
And with other, you mean mine.
Yes.
Yours and the DMs.
I'll give mine in a minute. Wesley, do you want to answer the question first, or shall I?
Yeah, sure. Well, Steve isn't really that religious, and well, to be frank, does not really care for it.
Me in real life, fair enough.
As for me, I am actually over the moon that we have this type of character within one of our players, because it's going to highlight. I feel that it's going to bring a lot of entertainment with with your character's religion. Which, just out of curiosity, would that be Christianity or Any other major
He
faith?
is a Protestant Christian.
Ah. So yeah, I think as a Protestant Christian in a world with a pantheon of gods that have never heard of, never seen, and potentially have no clue who or what god you are talking about, I am going to be very interested in how your character may face challenges of faith in future episodes.
Mm.
It's going to bring a very interesting element to the game, I feel.
Yes, I think it'll be quite fun.
So with that being said, what do you two make of the current party's chemistry? And things like who calmed who or who escalated what? Or are there any surprise choices that you feel some of the characters may have made that maybe took you aback a little?
I think it's very obvious that they were once friends and have kind of grown apart.
Hmm.
Because they banter and they joke like they're friends, but they don't trust each other anymore. Which I think will be really nice to rebuild that trust as we go through the game.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. What are your opinions, Wesley?
It's a various group of personalities that sometimes clash or work together. It's going to be very interesting to see how we're going to be solving issues or problems that we might face, because we are all our own character, have our own personality. For example, one is more headstrong while the other is more reserved, and so on.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a very interesting thing to see how that's going to be developing.
Mhm. Fair enough. If both of your characters could have private aside with any one other party member, who would it be and what would that be about?
Um, ooh.
Did say I was going to throw a couple of tough ones in there.
Wasn't expecting this. I'm terrible for names, so I don't actually remember all of the party's names. Give me a second to memorize them.
You had Jess, Steve, Chris, Aspen, and yourself.
I think Jess was quite anxious, I
Mm,
believe.
yes.
She was very much freaking out. And I think Aura would want to take some time to be like, okay, whatever is happening, we cannot control it. We don't have control of our surroundings. What we do have control of is us. We have control of ourselves, how we
Hmm.
react to things. I need you to to have faith in us and to take control of yourself. You cannot
Yeah,
let yourself freak because you're just gonna. It doesn't matter for me. I mean, I'll be sad for you, but you will be the one that suffers, not me, not anyone else.
yeah. It's an interesting way of looking at it, considering she is her character's backstory is that of a psychologist. It's the
I
sort of
think that's what.
advice that she might give, but as we all
For
know,
her own
it's
patients.
really hard to take your own advice at times, isn't it?
So I think having Aura, who is this person that is very much not classically educated past the age of 16.
Yeah.
Tell this person that's been to university, who has a degree in psychology and is so much further educated, something so simple and basic but so true could really startle her and be very beneficial for her.
Mm.
Because Aura's not smart in the scholastic sense, but
Yeah.
she's very smart socially.
Interesting. Wesley? What about
Well,
Steve?
let's face it. Steve's in a group full of women, or
Well,
woman orientated,
female orientated with
female
a
orientated.
non-binary participant within the group as well.
Yeah, yeah. The only thing Steve would know what to talk about is, giving some friendly advice or maybe geek out about cooking. Other than that, he is not really sure what to talk about.
I'm sure you'll have plenty to talk about in the next session.
Oh, for sure.
So, couple of questions, a couple more questions here. First of all, let's go with Steve. You
Yes.
sensed during the game a veil shimmer, and you
Uh
saw
huh.
it. And you met with the Flameblade Samurai talking about balance.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you're potentially being pulled in a certain direction, or do you feel that monk path type tug yet, or has your character got other plans?
Well, right now, Steve has really no idea about what path he's going to take. Obviously, on my sheet, I'm a wizard.
Yeah.
But I have not discovered my magical side yet.
Mm.
Or at least, I don't have a way to conjugate that mystical aspect Steve has. And that's going to be something he's going to have to explore before he can pick a path.
Fair enough. And Lou. So we've talked a little bit about this already, so we can keep it slightly briefer. But the talking fox, and I quote myself here, not the god you think, comment. How are you as a character going to square faith with the pantheon hint that your character received? And what sign from your god would your character be asking for?
Ooh, Aura's steadfast in her beliefs. Her beliefs have been like a family thing that's just come down from generation to generation to generation. Like that's not gonna change at all.
Hmm.
Um, but a sign that she'd want from her god, she'd want a sign that this is real, that she's meant to be here and that this isn't some dream. She'd want a a flux to reality, something that couldn't happen in a dream to happen.
Okay. Interesting. So, we're going to take a quick breather whilst the players ask me any questions they have. because I've got a couple more questions and then we'll be closing out after that. So, any questions for the DM?
What was your opinion on everyone's characters and their dynamic?
I think, in regards to the group dynamics, there is a level of, oh my god, is this group of old friends going to be able to rebond as a group once again, like they were at college or university? Um, so, in that sense, it's going to be interesting to see how the party develops together in terms of their character bonds with each other. Um, I'm also going to be very, very interested in seeing the development of the camp chef, um, because if there's one thing in my life that gives me great comfort when I'm in any sort of stressful situation, it's a good meal. Although for
Mm.
Jess it was a cup of tea, which, being British, I can completely understand. But no, for me, it's having a good meal. So I'm going to be very interested in how perhaps mealtime conversations might come about, what conversations you might have during those meal times with the food that's being cooked. Seeing that progression as well of your cooking skills developing. For other players in the group, it's going to be interesting seeing how a psychologist who is very staunch science and medical neuroscience, that sort of thing. It's going to be very interesting seeing how a psychologist will work and rationalize the idea of magic being real. And for your character, Lou, I would say it's going to be. Oof, it's going to be very interesting watching the development of your faith, I think, personally. And there are a couple of other characters I haven't mentioned yet. For example, Jamie's character, Aspen. Um, Aspen's character, from what we know, she was a private security. She was in private security. She's quite well built, and she is very, very calm in her nature. In fact, she was really, really quiet. So, a part of what I'm looking forward to is seeing how her character develops with the party and with the new circumstances that she finds herself in.
Thank you very much. That was my only question on my half.
Fair enough. Wesley, any for me?
I can't think of any questions.
Fair enough. Well, I have, as I said, a couple more questions for each of you. So, during when you were in the New World, you met a traveller who was on the path, a merchant of some kind, called Gaston. What did you, what tone did you get from his dialect, and what first impressions did you get from him? Things like his clothes or things like that of perhaps the people that are here?
Um, at the beginning, he seemed like he didn't really have much patience, but he ended up getting more and more patient with us. So I think people are going to think that we've actively lost our mind and have a lot of sympathy towards us.
Fair enough. And what was your character's reaction, and how do you feel having, for the first night in this strange new world, looked up and seen a completely different sky?
Even though Aura definitely looked at the sky most nights when she was a kid, she probably did not notice a difference. I'm gonna be so real.
Okay. Wesley, what about Steve? And we have had one comment, which is a bit of a joke, so I'll read that afterwards. Wesley, what about your character?
Well,
What are the first impressions that he's received?
well, the first impression about Gaston, like, who is this guy? What? Either he's really dedicated to his role, or something else might be happening. Like, it definitely made Steve think, okay, we are experiencing some very strange things, and well, it made Steve think. That's for sure.
Fair enough. How did your character feel seeing a different sky? I'll ask the same question.
Probably that would be the defining moment for Steve. Like, okay, something might be very different, and as my last comment said, it confirmed that something else is up, and we are not where we're supposed to be.
Fair enough. So, with that being said, I think one more question for each of you, and that would be a brief on your theories on what the Obsidian D20 from the session represents. Quickfire, come on. Let's hear your
Fate.
theories.
I'm gonna say it's fate. Like it's like how the dice control what happens, and how it's really just a roll of a dice to see how fate goes for our characters. I feel like that's what it represents.
Fair. Steve, Wesley?
Well, I think it's reminiscent of either our friendship or what we were, and definitely something fate related.
Well, we'll see what the weave may bring in that one. And ooh, who in the party, quickfire here, who in the party do you think is most likely to cause the most trouble in the group?
Aura. I'm not. Yeah, Aura's gonna definitely not be polite enough.
Are we
She's
talking in game
In
or like
game.
action wise?
Definitely in game.
Well, character wise, Aspen,
Mm-hmm.
because barbarian.
Fair enough.
But
Well,
as for combat wise, I'm going to have to go with Steve to be fair.
okay. Interesting. So, Dragono Computer in the Twitch chats has put a couple of things in the chat. So, they have said that apparently this disclaimer in a D&D book has made him laugh. So, I'm going to have a quick skim through and then, yep, nope, that's fine. I can read that out. So apparently, Wizards of the Coast doesn't officially endorse the following tactics, which are guaranteed to maximize your enjoyment as a dungeon master. Always keeping a straight face and saying okay no matter how ludicrous or doomed the player's plan of action is. Well, the good news there is that because we are playing over Discord with our game and recording it live, um, as you can see, we have avatars that are reactive when we are talking. None of us actually put our cameras on. So even if I'm smiling, they can't see it. Which makes it so much more fun for me. And
Makes it
second,
terrible for me.
no matter what happens, pretend that you intended all along for everything to unfold the way it did. Well, that depends on the players and the dice rolls, but yes, I can weave that story. And if I'm not sure what to do next, feign illness, end the session early, and plot your next move. I have contingencies for my contingencies because I, having experienced being a DM now for nigh on 12 years, starting with 3.5, working my way up, all the way up to 2024 5e from there. I have been derailed so many times that through sheer experience alone, I don't think that these players can give me that much of a challenge.
Oh, bet.
Careful what you wish for, though.
Oh, I'm not wishing for anything. I'm just merely commenting on my experience as a DM. When all else fails, roll a bunch of dice behind your screen. I don't even bother rolling it behind my screen. I will just roll it on the tabletop and they can all see it and they will never know what that roll was for.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's rolling it behind the screen when you're around the table, but when you're online, just rolling dice randomly with a hidden chat isn't really all that intimidating. But rolling the dice just before you start to say something and allowing them to see what you rolled, that gets players worried. And I think my two players would agree. So, yes. Well, thanks for hanging out. We're going to end the session for the Fireside Chat here. This will go up on our YouTube channel on Wednesday, and we will be more than happy, hopefully, by that point with our audio levels, as in the past we have had a few technical issues with that, but I believe I've got it all leveled out. And along with that, thanks for hanging out. Remember, full sessions for our campaign are on Twitch, and they will be 2 to 2.5 hours long each night. And then moving forwards from the first episode, which was a 2-hour special, we will be releasing on a Friday evening a 1-hour long episode, and that will be available on Spotify, Amazon, and Apple. And it will also be available on YouTube. The intention is they will go live all at the same time. And so, no matter what platform you wish to listen to or watch us on, you are more than welcome to join us in any of those favoured channels. With that, our reactions, your Q&As every other Friday, and whatever happens, we hope to see you next time under some unfamiliar stars. Have a good night, all. It's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from us. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, and thank you.